Hello everyone and welcome to another video lesson with that car chick, and today we are going to be learning about the Atkinson cycle. The cycle was invented by James Atkinson in an attempt to make the Otto cycle more efficient. I say attempt, he did make the Otto cycle more efficient using variable stroke lengths. He designed an engine where the expansion stroke was longer than the compression stroke. This in turn makes the expansion ratio bigger, which increases the output energy without having to increase the input energy. You may be wondering, how on earth did he come up with that solution? Then ask me, I don't know, I ain't a genius, but he is. I can, however, tell you how this process works, so let's have a look at it. He found that by keeping the intake valve open during the compression stroke, it allows some of the fuel and air mixture to return to the intake manifold. This reduces the energy needed to compress without changing the expansion stroke. So, the less amount of mixture to compress, the easier it is, which means less energy is used from each compression stroke. Okay, so we've got the basics down, but now it's time to go into some detail. This cycle completes 4 strokes within 1 crankshaft rotation, versus the Otto cycle, which completes 2 crankshaft rotations for each 4 strokes it does. The original design also had 4 rods which each connected to the crankshaft. Each single rod was for a stroke, so the intake, compression, power, and exhaust. The length of the compression stroke rod was shorter than the length of the expansion stroke rod, and in that way, he made the compression stroke shorter. The positive is that it uses less energy in the compression stroke and it produces more energy in the expansion stroke as a result. However, there is always a negative. That negative being that the air and fuel mixture decrease in the cylinder results in a decrease of engine output power and lower end torque. The engine is also a lot more expensive to produce, a lot more difficult to balance than an Otto cycle engine, and overall it's just not the best for high speeds and common road use.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And generally, the idea that a compression stroke's energy consumption needs to decrease is flawed, as although it does consume more energy, the power output and the benefits it produces more than makes up for it. Not to mention the poor lower end torque, which isn't so convenient for everyday cars, as there are a lot of gear changes and start-stopping required. Especially if you live in the UK like me, you know the struggle. It's great. So while Atkinson had some great and genius ideas, the idea just wasn't developed enough to be used in everyday cars. So for that reason, Atkinson Cycle just kind of got pushed to the side and forgotten about. But his work definitely did not go to waste. Toyota brought his idea back in the 90s and started to incorporate his idea as such into their engines. And even now, Toyota and many other brands still use his ideas in their more developed engines, such as the hybrid and variable valve timing engines. So the battery in a hybrid covers the lower end torque of a hybrid engine so that the engine can still be efficient and have lower end torque. And the variable valve timing engines can switch between the Otto cycle and the Atkinson cycle depending on the user's driving style. But there is much more to come on variable valve timing in a later video. And that is it on the Atkinson cycle. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something new today. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about cars and just watch more car stuff in general. And click that notification bell so you can be the first to know when I post a new video. And that is it for today, but I'll see you all next time. But for now, peace out.